Beekeepers, I'm going to explain to you about the need for proper ventilation. It's essentially the same as when you build a new house. They're making people use a lot of insulation. You got to have a large R value, and they're doing that to make a lot of money selling you insulation. And then after you insulate your house really tight, you have to cut holes in the side of it to get in some fresh air. Now it doesn't make any sense, but that's what they're doing. And why not just not insulate your house so tight so that the air comes through the walls? But no, you got to insulate your house really tight, and then you got to put in holes to bring in cold fresh air. It's essentially the same thing with these bees and beehives. Now I got to dedicate this video to Vino Farm. He seems to think you can super insulate a hive and block off the upper air vents. You know, here's an upper air vent that I use, a shim, with a 1-inch hole. Okay, this is essentially the same thing. All these hives are in this room, and look, see this? Where does this come from? Well, the bees, they breathe through their skin, and the honey they've consumed has water in it. And the water goes through their skin into the air. And if this condensates on anywhere in the hive, it's going to condensate no matter how tight you insulate it. You got that moisture in the hive. It's not good for the wood. It's not good for the bees. And I don't understand what is wrong with these people in this country. Why Vino Farm is so ignorant. Now, what I'm going to have to do, the reason I've got a lot of hives in here, we're going to have 2 nights in the teens. And a lot of these colonies just started doing brood here a few weeks ago because the pollen substitute that I'm using doesn't get them to start early. And another thing is the crop farmers in my area have made my environment so toxic that it's hard on my bees. People like Vino Farm in Vermont may not have a lot of crop farmers spraying chemicals around the area, so maybe his bees aren't having a hard time. But my bees are here in central Michigan, okay? So that's the reason why my bees are dying throughout winter. They don't live very long because of toxic chemicals. So in other words, I bring them in here to make sure they don't lose their brood, make sure I don't have a dead out, and they're getting a lot of moisture built up. So what am I going to have to do? It may seem counterproductive, but I'm going to have to let in some fresh air. See, so yes, I'm heating this room, and I'm letting in cold air. The only way to get the moisture out, the moisture on the doors here and in the windows is also in the air. It's building up in the hives. I have to get it out, okay? There's no other way around it. You can't super insulate your hive and close off the top of it and leave your hive outside during the winter and expect them to survive. Bad idea, Vino Farm. Okay? Thank you.